Hello and welcome to my channel. Hit subscribe down below if you want to hear more book reviews after this one, and hit like if you like this review. Today's book is by David Weber, Uncompromising Honor. I actually bought this book as it is not under the Kindle Unlimited program as the last two books I reviewed were. I kind of have a hate-love relationship with Honor Harrington and David Weber at this point. Some of his first books in a series are usually very, very good as he's starting small. When we first met Honor Harrington, she was a midshipman just getting started in her naval career. The world that they focused on was just what she was doing. Now it's gotten so big, she's a fleet admiral or higher than that, and she's a baroness and stadtholder and everything, and this is the 14th book in the series, and there are just so many strings going on that it's hard to keep track of them all sometimes. This is the wrap-up to this particular series, which is a good thing. Maybe he can go back and revisit the same world and do things smaller. If you've read any of these books, you know Honor Harrington is a member of the Manticore Empire. She's in their navy, and she is fighting against those trying to take them down. In this particular book, the Solarian League is her opponent. We also have the strings of the alignment, which nobody really knows anything about, and is pulling strings behind the scene. Even though this is a Honor Harrington book, she actually does very little in it as she is more of a policymaker at this point rather than a fighter. There are several good battle scenes between the Solarian League and the Manticore Navy partway through the book. The bad points are a lot of the book is just talking. We cut back and forth between the Solarian League, Mandarins, talking about what they should do, and then we have the Manticore group talking about how they should react, and then the Solarian League talking about how they should react. I read the reviews on Amazon, and most of them were quite critical of all the talking going on. David Weber, they feel, doesn't write very good dialogue, and to some extent that is true. He introduced a new word that I'd never even heard of. I had to look it up, ranchavist. I can't even pronounce it. And it's not a word that is typically in our vocabulary, and I've never seen it in any of his 13 books, but in this one he must have used it a dozen times. If you've been reading the Honor Harrington series, it's definitely a book you want to pick up. If you have not read any of them at this time, just skip over it. Pick up some of her first book in the series, which are much better. Again, it is a wrap-up book as we see Honor finally, spoiler alert, at the end, Honor does end the war between Manticore and the Solarian League, not by wiping them out, but by showing such overwhelming force that they're forced to capitulate. We saw some of the side stories just fall by the wayside. Either they weren't mentioned or they were wrapped up with very little problem, leading us to wonder why they were even introduced in the first place. The Maya sector succeeded from the Solarian League, and there was no blowback. The alignment situation was never finished, and we're still left wondering what's going on. And I'm not even sure that in any of the books that we were even told what they were trying to do in the first place besides pit Manticore and the Solarian League against them. I think they were trying to take down the Solarian League so they could clean up the pieces, but I'm not even sure about that. Overall, I am giving this 3 out of 5 stars on Amazon when I do a review over there. Again, it's a book that if you've been reading the series, you probably want to read, but if you skip a lot of it, that's probably not that bad. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Again, hit subscribe down below if you want to hear more. Thank you.